Hey y'all, we're back with another installment of Mac Lore 1997.
Forgot. It's Mac Lore 1997.
That's the title. And today we're going to talk about today. Like you're watching this multiple days. This is a disaster. But we're going to keep rolling because that's how we do. Going to talk about our Princes of the Apocalypse campaign. And if you're watching this on YouTube or catching up, Princes of the Apocalypse rolls into Castle Mac versus Elemental Evil because my man killed us all. Party wipe. It was great.
They killed themselves.
Yeah, we kind of did. I mean, if you watch it, there were some points that you were like, no, we could have saved it. Why don't you give us a setup for Princes of the Apocalypse?
Princes of the Apocalypse, the newly published remake of Temple of Elemental Evil. It started out, again, we had it takes place after our original campaign, Horde of the Dragon Queen, about a year and a half difference. Actually, no, I think it was about 2 years at this point. Year and a half to 2.
Yeah, it was about a year and a half.
Year and a half to 2. So, the Sword Coast is fairly devastated.
Right.
But adventurers were needed. And so we had the lovely characters. I'll start with this and then Steven can say the other one. So, his character of Broderick Reinwald, an old non-commissioned officer who was a bard but had no vicious mockery or anything like that. That was far past his prime and looking for a good time to die. Had lived his life with his family and needed a bit to lead the other two a bit.
Yeah, he was a fun character. And then, of course, Andrew played Heinrich, who was a cleric / potentially avatar of Tempest, which was a lot of fun to explore.
He was the son of Tempest.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. Lydia came in and played Adara, who was a fire genasi. Didn't get to explore a lot of her story because we all died. And then our friend Jeff played for a little while there at the beginning as, oh gosh, I get
Nas.
the two of them. Yeah, Nas, because Nal was Andrew's anyways. And he was like an assassin wizard, had been trained to be this assassin and had kind of broken away from it. So anyway, so that campaign, like Sean said, was a year and a half after the rise of Tiamat, and I think in our kind of head, it was a lot of the scattered cultists
that was
looking for a cause.
The question, like arcane knowledge, they were part of a cult that clearly got destroyed, and I think the prophets of Elemental Evil.
Little coffee grindage. Yeah. You guys getting the coffee grindage?
We're
That's canon.
Recruiting. But the big thing, they saved a small town called Red Larch.
Yep.
They went into the ruins of Tyar Basil, which was this dwarven city, and then something beneath that, the Fane of the Eye. The characters fought a number of dungeons throughout there. They were able to get one of the elemental weapons, the legendary, and they ended up calling Nithbis's help when Adara didn't want to give it up, kind of Lord of the Rings style.
Yeah, Windvane, right? Is that the one?
That was the one.
Yeah.
So Nithbis suddenly became aware of the full situation, and when they did not make it out of one of the dungeons at all, that's when the kind of original high-level heroes decided to step in.
Right. So we kind of use that just as an opportunity to revisit our OG characters, those same characters we've been talking about, Ennis, Nithbis, Kothai. Really, those three kind of came back, along with young Wayland, who had everything all right up there, who had just returned from Barovia. We're gonna keep rolling. You guys get this raw.
This is it.
Monday Night Raw. And so the four of them descended into the Fane, having, Nithbis realizing how important it was. And they got there, and, I'll just say, knowing that Waterdeep was right around the corner. We had like 3 sessions, I think, until Waterdeep was in our hands. I knew I wanted to wrap it up relatively quickly to at least kind of finish off the story. I'll let you run that to the end there.
So Steven had a genius idea. So, 1, to save time, and 2, the OGs are those characters going through each of those dungeons. Those dungeons are very elaborate, so anybody who wants to do a lot of complex dungeons, that's the one for you.
There's some really cool ideas in there.
They're dope.
Yeah, and we didn't spoil much of it.
Yep, we missed a lot of it. So as the heroes descended, they come across the remaining prophets and think this ritual's about to start. To the prophet's surprise, something goes wrong, and instead Tiamat manages to tear through and interrupt their ritual to come back. This time, far stronger than last time. The heroes take a beating. They give as much as they get to Tiamat, realizing that it is...
They're not going to win.
...is dire.
Maybe. I think they had it still, but anyways.
If I had it.
No, y'all were good.
Waylon decides to call in the help of a legendary wizard who appears, is frightened, and manages to use a high-level disintegration spell to push back Tiamat again. So the elemental cults essentially were dealt with and undone, frankly, more by Tiamat.
Right.
And Tiamat was pushed back again. But as of now, the original heroes are kind of scattered. Nithbis is spending all of her resources trying to figure out how to stop Tiamat.
Right, very focused on that, kind of almost singularly.
Ennis is still helping, still being the matron of the church and, lending any support she can to those who've been wounded. Wayland, through the Mac marches, is setting up a castle now.
Yep.
Kothai is wandering as he always does and making sure that the Skyreach is completed. The rebuilt Skyreach.
I think that kind of wraps up the Mac lore in the briefest terms that we can give it. So, a quick high-level timeline, right?
Yep.
Tyranny of Dragons in Mac lore was 3 years ago. From where we're at right now, we're recording this video as of we just recorded Waterdeep Dragon Heist Episode 7. That's the current state of the art, if you will. That's the current timeline. So, minus 3 years is the start of the Tyranny of Dragons campaign. And that lasted about 6 months of game time, given all the travel and the caravan time. About 6 months, maybe a little shorter, but we'll call it 6 months. After that, about a year and a half passed until Princes of the Apocalypse, and Strahd took place sort of in a little window. There was one little crossover. I think in Princes of the Apocalypse, in Strahd, you guys saw the tree and got a glimpse of the heroes from Princes of the Apocalypse because it was looking into different realms.
That's right.
Strahd's worth watching if you guys want. I think it was pretty awesome. They're all worth watching if you got time. And then Princes lasted maybe 2 months in game time, something like that. And then we kind of jumped ahead to more or less where we're at right now with Waterdeep Dragon Heist. So about 3 years after that war, which, again, kind of devastated the Sword Coast in our world. As we kind of were thinking about it, it's not really spoken so much in the book, but the Metallic Dragons say we want half of that hoard. Now, that hoard represented a massive amount of theft.
The entire fortune of the Sword Coast.
Right.
So...
Yeah, so we decided, hey, that would be hard to recover from. So they're getting there now, but that's informed a lot of the situation on the Sword Coast and has left a little bit of a power vacuum for someone willing to unite people.
Correct. Charismatic leader.
With the powers of the dark gods of a dark pantheon that's been long forgotten.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. I think that's it. We got anything else we want to add? Anything else that's worth noting?
Yeah, we'll do another video if we think we need to add more.
All right, this was fun. I hope this was helpful. Hope this provided some context for you guys. It's been fun to kind of revisit it.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Thanks, y'all.